present to you the Police Commissioner of the City of New York, the Honorable Ray Kelly.
Rabbi, thank you so much for those kind remarks. It is always an honor for me to be here at this memorial service where you remember the brave officers of Shomrim Society who made the ultimate sacrifice, lost their lives in the line of duty. Today, the Shomrim Society honors three exceptional individuals. And I can tell you that your Otto Raphael Award winner is a major supporter of the New York City Police Department. This department has no better friend in Washington, no stronger advocate for the issues of our city, certainly when it comes to protecting it. And no one more knowledgeable about the issues of Homeland Security than Congressman Peter King. I can tell you that the resources that we have in this city, that we've received from the federal government, wouldn't be anywhere near where they are today if it wasn't for the hard work of Congressman King. The James Grover bill was recently passed in Congress. That's a bill that gives benefits to people who were injured and became sick at the World Trade Center site. Now it's passed the House. It still has to pass the Senate, but my judgment would not have passed the House, certainly without the yeoman efforts of Peter King and the rest of the New York City delegation as well. I may not be qualified to call him this, but I'm going to say he's a mensch. So I want to congratulate Peter on his award. And I want to...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to, it was my pleasure to nominate Peter King for the Otto Raphael Award. Among his many worthwhile accomplishments on behalf of the people of the state of New York, Congressman King is also an ardent, strong supporter of the state of Israel. He fits the mold of the late Senator Henry Scoop Jackson, who those of you who remember him was a very, very strong supporter of the state of Israel, and he was a person who ensured that Israel had increased foreign aid. United States, I'm sorry. And he is immortalized in Israel. If you travel around Israel, you'll see all kinds of monuments to Henry Scoop Jackson. I'm sure that when the time comes, Peter King will be immortalized in the state of Israel. Peter King is also an ardent supporter of law enforcement and is the ranking member of the Committee on Homeland Security. If the Republicans take the House next week, I'm told that he will be the chairman. His late father was a lieutenant in the New York City Police Department, and he served for 33 years. He was in charge of physical training at the police academy. Regarding his father, on February 24th, 1959, I and 250 other men and 4 women were sworn in to the police department. And lo and behold, who do you think our boxing instructor was? None other than Lieutenant King, Congressman King's father. Little did I know that 51 years later, I would have the honor of presenting Peter King, the Congressman, with the coveted Otto Raphael Award. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you Congressman King.
Thank you very much, Eddie. I'm glad my father taught at least one of us well. So, and thank you for the kind words, and thank all of you for having me here today. Rabbi Cass, Rabbi Posner, Commissioner Kelly, President Weed, and co-honorees Harold Schiffer, Sergeant Major Ed Robbins, Let me give a special thanks to Chief Jaffe, who guided me through the opening of the Ark. When Rabbi Cass told me he was going to have me do this, all I had was this nightmare of breaking something in a temple, having Newsday put it on page 1 tomorrow, just 2 days before the election. Which is the only time they'll put me on page 1, but in any event, the chief told me she would get me through it, and she did. Also, let me just say, I have a little bit of nervousness here when I see chiefs and inspectors up here. My father always told me, whenever you see that many chiefs and inspectors, it means you're in trouble for something, so I hope I'm not in trouble. Seriously, it's a great privilege and honor for me today to receive this award from the Shomrim Society. I know the extraordinary work, the contributions that the Jewish members of the police department have made to the NYPD, and indeed the tremendous contributions that the Jewish community has made to the city of New York, our state, and our nation. And I think it's especially appropriate, a particular honor, to be here on this day, just several days after we've gone through another terror alert in this country. And Rabbi Cass was talking about too many people who live in denial, who want to deny reality, who want to live in their own world. And unfortunately, there are, I think, too many people in our society today who somehow want to make believe that we don't have a terror threat, who don't want to believe that there are people who are dedicated to trying to destroy us every day of our lives. And thank God that the NYPD, under the direction of Commissioner Kelly, has done the leading job in the country in protecting its people against a terrorist attack. And it was no coincidence at all that when the talk of this attack broke on Thursday night and Friday morning, we saw the first people out in the field actually making stops, actually doing inspections, actually following through to make sure that the city of New York would be protected was the NYPD, and we saw Commissioner Kelly on television alerting the people and informing the people of our city and state exactly what was going on. And that's the type of leadership that Commissioner Kelly has shown, and why I'm so proud to call him a friend, and why being on the Homeland Security Committee in Washington, it makes my job so much easier in trying to get the funding from New York, to see an advocate such as Commissioner Kelly who can go down to Washington and show that the NYPD is in the forefront in leading the war against terrorism and in setting up such elaborate counterterrorism defenses here in the city of New York. And particularly with the Shomrim Society, again, when I was asked several months ago if I would accept this honor, I immediately accepted it before you had the chance to pull it back and rethink it. Because it meant so much to me. And again, I remember my late father talking about the Shomrim Society with his old friend Sandy Garrell. They used to go to this service every year at this time, and I know what it meant to him. So I just want to thank you for having me here today. And let me tell you that so long as I am in Congress, I'll be pleased and honored to do all I can to work with the NYPD, to work with the Shomrim Society, and all the members, all the men and women of the NYPD. And all it got me nervous about was what Eddie was talking about. When my time comes, they're going to have a memorial to me in Israel. I hope that time doesn't come too soon. I hope I can go back and attend more of these services with you and join with you in thanking God for what He's done for the NYPD, the city of New York, and our great country. So thank you all very much. And again, this honor means so much to me, and I will always be in your debt. Thank you very much. Actually, if I could just say one more thing. Politicians always grab the mic again. I had intended to stay all morning for two reasons. One, I love being with you. Secondly, I wanted to be a real big shot and take my wife to breakfast in Manhattan. So there's bagels downstairs, and for once I was actually going to deliver. Because of the Homeland Security threats this week, I have to go on a television show. I have to be over at CBS in about 20 minutes, so I have to leave. But I just want you to know, other than that, I will stay here all day. You couldn't get rid of me. I would eat every bagel downstairs if I could. And Rosemary, sorry, once again, I couldn't deliver. But in any event, thank you all very much. Squeeze it up.